Alrighty. We are live. Finally. We're back live. Alright. So, we're live, like I said. Hope you're having a great day. If it's lagging a little bit, but what else is new? But anyway, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here for video number 2 on this beautiful Friday afternoon, June the 24th, 2022. Thank you all for watching right here on the Shadows Lair. I'd like to welcome you once again into the Shadows Lair. This is episode number 20 of the Shadows Lair series. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button in my pants down below, in the description box below. And as always, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap that bell and turn on all notifications so you never goddamn miss a fucking thing. And that's all I gotta say about that. So, hit the bell, subscribe, follow me on social media, smash that like button, leave a comment or two after video or in the chat. And that's pretty much it. And we'll move on from there. Just give me a second to get configured here, and we're off and running. Alright, so is this your first time watching? Welcome to the party, pal. And I hope you enjoy the ride, and don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, then subscribe, hit that like button, and all that good shit. And we'll move on from it. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is video number 2. Check out my rant on my rant channel. Link will be down below in the description box after the video will be done. Talking about Roe versus Wade being overturned and my feelings about that. So check it out on the legendary PG Rants channel. Links down below. Or just go to the channel. That's pretty much it. Alright. On this nice, hot, well, not too hot, Friday afternoon, June the 24th, 2022, we got SmackDown coming your way in about 2.5 hours. Should be some good stuff. Drew McIntyre is going to have a promo. We got some more Money in the Bank qualifying matches. And some other chicanery on SmackDown tonight at 8 o'clock on Fox. And then at 10 o'clock, as always, Rampage. Should be some good stuff. The go-home show before Forbidden Door this Sunday. And at 11 o'clock on TNT, the countdown to Forbidden Door. Which should be some good shit. But we'll see what happens with that. But in this particular video, as the title below says, I'm going to give you a week in review. Now, I didn't do any reviews for Raw, SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and Dynamite. So I was taking a couple of days off. Even though I did a couple of mini videos here and there, but live streams, I took a couple of days off. But I'm back, and this is all I'm going to be doing now. It's live streams and not worrying about those loser-ass trolls that have no life and they need to grow the fuck up. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Alright. So, without further ado, let's get into Monday Night Raw. Now, Raw was kind of interesting. It did a 1.9 rating. Had Vincent Kennedy McMahon on it. Really didn't say anything. He just came in and, I'm Vincent Kennedy McMahon! The crowd's, enjoying his company, and he comes in, says a couple of things, and then mentions John Cena coming back to Raw this coming Monday from Lubbock, Texas, to hype his match with Austin Theory at SummerSlam, which nobody cares about. And Austin Theory, has his own problems right now with Bobby Lashley, but we'll get into that in just a second. Alright, so let's get into Raw. And we started off Raw with Bianca Belair. She plays with her hair. It's not even hair. It's Bianca Belair. The Raw Women's Champion. And she was supposed to face Rhea Ripley at Money in the Bank, but now Rhea Ripley has been pulled out of the event because she has a brain injury. Go figure that one out. And now it's going to be a fatal 5-way match to see who her challenger is going to be at the pay-per-view. So we had Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Carmella, Asuka, and Becky Lynch to see who faces Bianca at at the pay-per-view on July 2nd in Vegas. So all 5 women come out. Revolving door, people coming out. It's like, oh, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. No, I'm going to win. You know, I'm like, yeah, Asuka's going to win. Right? I was wrong. So they come out, and then, Young's like, well, I'm ready to fight, so I'm just going to watch from the sidelines. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so we get to this match. Match wasn't that bad. It went almost 12 and a half minutes. And we've got a lot of good spots here and there. Alexa Bliss hits a running blockbuster on Carmella for a near fall, who then rolls up Alexa Bliss for a near fall and starts yelling at her. And Corey Graves is jerking off at the same time. Asuka locked in the Asuka lock on Becky, but she escaped. Hits the manhandle slam on Asuka. Alexa Bliss comes off the top rope for the save, gets her own 2 count as Liv Morgan and Carmella start making their own saves. Just a big smorgasbord of jerk. Becky then drops Liv, but gets pulled to the floor by Asuka for the save. Alexa tries Twisted Bliss, but hits the knees of Carmella. And then Carmella super kicks Liv Morgan. 1, 2, 3. So Carmella is the #1 contender to Bianca's title. I mean, how many times have we seen that? I mean, especially like a few months ago. And yeah, this one. Copter going off. I'm gonna shut that door. Yeah, you can hear the traffic copters like, oh, breaker 19, breaker 19. We got a 6-car pile up on I-95. What else is new? But anyway, Carmella picks up the win and will face Bianca at the pay-per-view, and nobody's gonna give 2 shits. I don't give 2 shits, do you? No. We don't give 2 shits about this fucking match. Bianca's gonna retain and then probably lose at SummerSlam to somebody. Hopefully it's Alexa, but depends on who actually wins the women's Money in the Bank. I'm thinking it's gonna be either Alexa Bliss, Lacey Evans, or possibly Asuka, but I'm probably going to go with either Alexa Bliss or Lacey Evans to win, but we shall see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that match 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. After the match, Becky starts yelling about not being in the Money in the Bank, and then they go to break, come back, Becky's still yelling up a storm. And then eventually, because she's Becky Lynch, she gets a Money in the Bank qualifying match later in the night against Asuka. Becky's still upset. So, it is what it is. We were supposed to get Asuka versus Becky anyway, so why are you complaining? Maybe it's that time of the month for Becky, I don't know. Anyway. Alright, so I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars as well. Then we get Vince McMahon coming out to hype John Cena. Nobody cares. And that's it. And right now we have the Tribal Chief. The Chief is here. Nick Infante 92. What's going on, Nick? How you doing, buddy? On this beautiful Friday. It's Friday. Gotta get done on Friday. Something for the weekend. A stupid song. So it is what it is. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah. So if I'm like lagging a little bit, it's just the weather. What am I gonna do? All right. So Nick's here. That's great. He's doing pretty good. That's always a plus. When Nick's doing good, I'm doing good. And everybody else in the prophecy is doing good. Haven't heard from Lauren yet. I know she got surgery this past Monday. So I'm hoping she's doing okay. She's probably in recovery right now. I don't know if she got out of the hospital yet. Or she's home recovering and can't come on. But, I've been texting her and letting her know that we're thinking about her and praying for her. And hopefully she comes back pretty damn soon. And that's pretty much it. Prince is doing pretty damn good. Regardless of what, these mindless zombies think. That he's turning on me. But he's not. He would have told me by now. Because he's not secretly working for, you-know-who, the clown. Or his little butt buddy friends. that still can't reveal themselves. They have to play around and use group channels and use other people to talk for them. That's an automatic. That's an automatic loss. That's an automatic loss. Use your fucking real channel and your freaking real voice. If not, get the fuck off. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we move on. But at least, Nick, you're doing pretty damn good. That's good. Hope you have a great weekend. Everybody else, a great weekend. The final weekend of June as we start rolling into July 4th weekend. Next weekend, the fireworks are already going off wherever you may be, and it's gonna be the summer is here. Just started on Tuesday, so we're in the third or fourth official day of summer, if you think about it. That's pretty damn good. So summer is here. A lot of people are gonna be doing their summer plans. I already mentioned mine. That I already went on my mini vacation last week, but my main vacation will be coming pretty damn soon. So to all the people saying, "Oh, I thought you were going to be away for all of June," I was like, I was. Most of June, I was away. I wasn't doing videos most of the month, so. I was at Ranger games. I was in New York City. I was in Jersey last week. I was at wrestling shows. So, I was away. But they're like, all these people are like, "I did a vacation. I thought you were going to Florida. I thought you were going to..." You still won't know when I'm going. Because you're not going to do anything, so. Eat a dick and rotate on it. That's it. Alright, so we got that. We have Vince McMahon coming out just to hype John Cena for Monday. Nobody gave two shits. And Carmella won the rights to face Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank, and nobody cares about that. We got that. Alright, then we got a video of Roman versus Riddle from SmackDown, where Roman retained, and then Brock Lesnar came back to beat his ass. And then we find out that Brock versus Roman in a rematch for the unified title will be at SummerSlam on July the 30th in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. And that match will be a last man standing match. And you know who's going to win that? Obviously, it's going to be Roman, because Brock sucks. But it is what it is. Alright, after that, speaking of Riddle comes out for a chat. He has a Money in the Bank qualifying match against Omos, the big back Lisa Omos. And, keeps going on about Randy and this and that. He's like, "I was this close to winning, but I couldn't get the win." He says, "I can win Money in the Bank and cash in and end Roman's reign of terror." No, you're not. Blah, blah, blah. And then he talks about the other participants that have already been in. Got in Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus. So, Riddle wanted to hit Seth Rollins with a ladder for what he did to Cody. Blah, blah, blah. And then Omos and MVP come out. MVP suggests that Riddle is really high. Well, that's a given. Blah, blah, blah. And he says he has no chance against Omos. And that's basically it. And then Riddle's like, "Well, I'm going to hit Omos with the three most dangerous words, three most dangerous letters in all of wrestling." That's the Gilmore Cutter. The GKO. But I digress. Alright, so we get to this match. Match didn't even last goddamn 4 minutes. Riddle held his own. Hits a floating bro, which staggered Omos. Goes for the RKO, gets counted into the choke bomb. 1, 2, 3. The big black diesel himself, Omos, is now in the Money in the Bank match. That's a good shot. He's 7'4". He can just reach up and grab the freaking briefcase. Not that he's gonna win it, but he has a good shot. But yeah, I think it's gonna be either Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre winning that. I'll tell you right now. But we'll see what happens with all that. And we move on. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, after the match, Omos lays Riddle out again. And then Seth Rollins comes down to the ring, basically beats the living shit out of Riddle. And he promises to win the briefcase, cashing in on Roman because he has his number. Roman can't beat Seth, supposedly. And then Seth lays him out. That's it. Yeah, we move on. All right, after that, we got Austin Theory coming out and doing more posing, since he supposedly, he lost the pose down last week. I don't know why. I don't know why that pose down was the end of the show last week. No wonder we got a 1.6. But anyway, all right. So we see a recap of what happened after Lashley won, as Theory sprayed baby oil into Lashley's face, and he started taking selfies and shit. So Theory brags about how great he is, nobody can touch him, and he mentions next week is the 20-year anniversary of Cena debuting, but he says Cena's time is up, and my time is now, kind of playing off Cena's little catchphrases and shit. Then he does some posing and takes some selfies, and then Bobby Lashley appeared from behind. We didn't see him. And then Lashley does a reverse what happened last week and sprays the baby oil in Theory's face. Then he hits a spear. Then he promises to take the United States title at Money in the Bank. I doubt that, but you never know. Not that I would mind Bobby Lashley as the United States champion again, but we'll have to see what happens with that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we got a recap of Edge being dismantled and thrown out of Judgment Day. Surprised we didn't see Judgment Day this week because Rhea Ripley was injured. So we got that. And we move on. All right, then we see Austin Theory in the back. He's annoyed about Bobby Lashley. He says he doesn't deserve the U.S. title match. Adam Pearce has ruled that if Lashley can win a 3-on-1 gauntlet match later, he gets the title shot at Money in the Bank, and 3 opponents will be named, and I think you know who they are, but it is what it is. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. All right, then we get to our next match. Jey Uso, because we the ones, taking on Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits with Jimmy and Montez Ford at ringside. Nothing much here. I don't know why these guys are still fighting. I know they're supposed to have a unified title match at Money in the Bank. We all know who's going to win that. The Usos. The Usos are not losing their title until probably SummerSlam. But it is what it is. Kind of a back and forth match. And then Jay hits a super kick on Dawkins. Then he goes up top. He dies looking for the Superfly Splash, but Dawkins hits the Sky High, or Sky Down, or whatever you want to call it. 1, 2, 3, so Angelo Dawkins picks up the win in almost 7.5 minutes. And that's pretty much it for that match. I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we'll see what happens tonight on SmackDown, and then this Monday on Raw for the Go Home show before Money in the Bank. Or, as I call it, Money is Not in the Bank. Or whatever you want to call it. Don't go to the bank. I don't know. Whatever. Alright, then we get to the creepy segment of the night. Elias is in the back playing his guitar, and then Ezekiel comes in. Split screen. So, comes in to say Elias is his #1 fan. They sit on a couch together. That's pre-taped. Blah, blah, blah. They talk about writing songs and going on tour and stuff like that. Elias says he's a changed man and won't be insulting Nebraska when he goes out to the ring. He says he's proud of what Ezekiel has done. And then he's like, walk with Elias. Okay, that's it. So they leave, and I'm like, yeah, that was pre-recorded. Obviously, because that was a split screen. Unless they got a really good freaking stunt actor to play Elias. Because it's a fake beard, right? Fake beard is obviously fake. Like the trolls, but it is what it is. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the ring, and Elias starts doing his shit. I am Elias. He's about to sing his little song. And then Kevin Owens comes out and is like, I'm not buying this. Talks about the video that just aired saying that it was fake. And then he's like, I saw a movie with a T-Rex in it last week. I guess he's talking about Jurassic Park or something like that. And then Ezekiel pops up on the screen, says, "We're two different people," and then he wishes Elias luck at his concert. Owens is like, nice things about how he's back for one night, and Owens is a liar. And then Owens is like, "That's it, I'm done with you." Starts going after Elias, gets beat down, and then Elias takes he had 3 guitars in the ring. Owens took one of them, throws it out of the ring, breaks. Then Elias takes a second guitar, smashes him on the back with the guitar, and then ends that segment. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after that, we cut to the back. Owens is going through the backstage curtain. His back's all in pain. I mean, come on. Then he starts blaming Elias. I says, "I don't care. Next week, I don't care if it's Elias, Ezekiel, or their younger brother Elrod." Elrod? Don't you mean Elroy? His boy Elroy. Blah blah blah. And so he's like, he wants a match with Elias, Ezekiel, or whoever. And then Ezekiel comes in and says, "Hey, I heard you were talking about me, so I accept your challenge next week." And then Owens is, he's like, oh man, he's grabbing his whatever hair he has left on his head. He's like, "Elrod!" It's funny, but it's stupid at the same time. This feud is stupid and it needs to end. And hopefully it ends next week. But we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Wrestling Cat doing another pose. Do the pose. Strike the pose. Alright, so we got that. Then we move on. Alright, then we get to the 3-on-1 gauntlet match. Well, Bobby Lashley has to run the gauntlet. So the 3 people he has to face is Alpha Academy, Chad Gable, oh, thank you, sheesh, and Otis. So gets through them pretty damn quick. He locks in the Hurt Lock, and Gable taps out like a drunk man. And then Otis comes right in, and they beat him up. Otis gets put in the Hurt Lock, but Otis fights out of it. Lashley hits a spear, goes to the pin. Gable comes in, causes disqualification. So Lashley wins that at about 14.5 minutes total. And then the beatdown's on, and then Theory comes out as the third man. He starts beating up on Lashley. He hits the A-Town, goes for the A-Town down. Excuse me. Lashley reverses into a cradle. 1, 2, 3. He wins the gauntlet match, and now he has a U.S. title match on next week. Not next week. Yeah, at the pay-per-view. And that's pretty much it. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we got Bianca Belair. Not surprised about facing Carmella at Money in the Bank for a title shot. Starts listing off her catchphrases, and then Carmella jumps her from behind, and then she leaves, and Bianca's pissed. Yeah, so we're gonna see another one of these boring as fuck matches. I don't care about. That's it. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to Miz TV. We had AJ Styles as the guest. Miz starts mocking AJ's theme song. They go back at it, and then they get into AJ talking about testicles and stuff like that. It's like, "Hey, you got tiny testicles there, Miz." So blah blah blah, and eventually they get into a humongous brawl, and then Tommaso Ciampa comes out to beat the living shit out of AJ to end the segment. I mean, is that all Ciampa's good for? Is just beating down people and just looking at Miz and like, ugh. Like Miz's bodyguard now is Ciampa. Great. All right, so I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we get to this ridiculous match, which you know that was coming. And pretty much Ciampa loses again. As AJ hits the phenomenal form, 1, 2, 3. He beats Ciampa. Match I gave 2 out of 5 stars. And that's that. And then, excuse me. And then God damn it. And then after the match, AJ lays out Miz, who was trying to come in, and then steals the sunglasses. Stupidity. Just okay then. And we move on. Alright. And then from there, we got Veer Mahan He came, he saw, he came again. Talks about how awesome he is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, here he comes. Hey, who said it? Who said he's more awesome than me? This guy named Veer. Veer? What kind of name is that? He's Indian, his name is Veer Mahan, and he was like, they were doing like a 12-week thing, you know how like evolution and all that stuff, Mikey, you know? Oh, yeah, you know, like say, oh, Emma's coming and stuff like that, no. So yeah, they did something like that, and like took him like 12 weeks, and he finally came. Now he's beating up the Mysterios. Now he's saying how awesome he is. See, Mike, if you were alive today, I would love for you to invade Raw and beat this fucking guy up. Yeah, because you know I'm awesome. I know, Mike. We all know you're awesome. You can probably beat Veer in about 5 seconds. Yeah, I take that Indian guy and just powerbomb him to a freaking table. Because I'm awesome. Then I'm gonna have a squishy. Okay. Okay, you go do that, Mike. Because you're more awesome than Veer. I just want to point that out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hi, Nick. Okay. Yeah, Nick, he says hi, but he has to go. Because we don't have much time to go, so. Yeah, Nick says they are too scared to call. Yeah, they are. They are. I know school is over, but, you know, if they wanted to take summer, they're in summer school now, taking I'm a Pussy 101 with your instructor, Peter Gilmore. But it is what it is. And your homework for tonight is don't come on my show. That's pretty much what I got to say about that. All right, so Veer says how awesome he is, promises more destruction, they fear him, and nobody gives two shits. And we move on from there. All right, then we go to the main event of the evening, Money in the Bank qualifying match, Becky Lynch and Asuka. Nobody is fighting for Asuka, sit my dick. So it was a pretty decent match for what it was. Getting to the end, and Becky stomps her way out of a powerbomb attempt, gets kneed out of the air as both women get knocked down. On the outside, they both beat the count. Then Asuka blasts her with a kick right in the fucking head. 1, 2, 3. The lovely Asuka, my first wife Asuka, gets the win, and she is now in Money in the Bank, along with Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss, and Liv Morgan. And I think Raquel got Rodriguez as well. So, there you go. So, I'm glad Asuka's in it. Not that she's probably going to win it, but who knows. She has a good shot at it. But glad she's in it. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright, so pretty damn good match. Probably the match of the night. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And that's it. And then after the match, Becky just freaks out, starts ripping everything apart. And that's it. I bet you Becky's going to be in that match. I have a good feeling Becky is going to be in that Money in the Bank ladder match. I have a good feeling about that. And we'll move on from there. Alright, so Raw was an kind of show, so I gave it about 6 out of 10 stars. And that's pretty much it for that. Let me get, oops, I didn't want to do that. I hit the wrong button. All right, now we're gonna quickly go into NXT, which was taped, by the way. Yeah, I've got Savannah here. Hey, Savannah, how you doing? Hey guys, how you doing? What's going on? What's going on, Savannah? I hope Prince is doing well. But hope you're doing well too, and hope the baby's doing well too, Olivia. Hope everybody's good in the Palace of Wisdom. Because we're gonna have a party tonight. From what? Oh, I didn't tell you, Prince, we're having a party? So, yeah, you better get the bar set up for Mikey and the guys, and for me, you know, get the Jack and Coke ready, you know, and the Pepsi ready, you know, because as we all know, when you drink good old Pepsi, you make the girls go, oh, shit. And you have a good time. But yeah, we're going to have a good old-fashioned party tonight at the at the Palace of Wisdom. And oh, you are invited. Except for you trolls, you don't get an invite. So sorry. Sorry trolls, you're not invited, so you can go suck a big fat one. You want a party, going on McClown's pants. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so let's quickly get to NXT, and this was another taped show from Nickelodeon Studios in Orlando, Florida, at the Capitol Wrestling Center. I hit the wrong. Why am I on this? I don't know. What am I on? Pretty much it was alright. There was a segment with Toxic Attraction, Mandy Rose, beautiful Mandy Rose, Jacy Jane, and Gigi Dolan. They're all in the ring after Gigi's scare last week. She almost got really, really, really badly injured. They come out and they talk about Corey Jade and Roxy, and say there's nobody on our level and everything. And then Corey Jade and Roxy come out saying it's like, oh, I might cash in my NXT breakout contract on you. And then Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter come out and say, hey, we get first dibs on the women's tag team title shot. I'm like thinking, bitches, you got too many title shots and you lose them all. Blah, blah, blah. Then they start fighting, and then Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction looking on like, stupid idiots, and they leave. That's it. So, but this Tuesday, we got a #1 contenders match for the Great American Bash. It's going to be Corey Jade and Roxy taking on Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter. And the winner goes to the Great American Bash to face off against Gigi and Jacy Jane for the NXT Women's Tag Team belts. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be Roxy and Corey Jade. And they're going to win the belts. And then eventually Roxy will hold 2 belts. Because she's going to cash in on Mandy Rose. I don't know, again, if not who. But there's a certain someone coming back. And I think you know who she is. Nick would know. Actually, he doesn't know. But I'll tell you right now. Io Shirai is about to come back from her injury to her leg. And that's basically it for that. So that's it. So Io's coming back. Also, Zoe Stark's coming back from her almost 1-year leg injury. Ouch. But so we'll see what happens with that. I hope Io gets the first crack at Mandy. But we shall see what happens with that. And we move on. Let me get to, where is it here? I didn't have this pre-planned, so I apologize. I'm just going on the fly. Because I got time. I got a little bit of time. Now, if my freaking, computer would work, that would be nice. But slow as no, it comes out of the troll's penis. But anyway, in any event, not really much happening on NXT besides they had another vignette for Apollo Crews, which was okay. I guess Apollo's trying to do this journey now for redemption. He's like walking down the street, writing in his diary, and then some guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, don't go in there." It's like late at night, and some douchebag nerd is getting beat up by like 3 black guys, and then he comes in. He's like, "Hey, get away from that guy!" He's like, "What?" And then he beats up the 3 guys, and then he picks the white guy up, and they're like, "Oh, thank you very much," and then they leave. And then we see another sequence where they're doing it again. I'm like, okay, why do we get that again? And then we come back to the original sequence, and the guy tells Apollo, "Don't go into the alley." And Apollo's like, "Thanks for the heads up." And he goes in the alley again. I'm like, what is this? You know, I'm like, what is this?
Excuse me, is this, basic?
Now, why would we use something so primitive as basic? If you motherfuckers have never watched an anime, go watch Golden Boy. She smiled at me. That's where you get that,
Is this basic?
reference. Go watch it. Go look up Golden Boy right now on YouTube. So get that. Alright, so other than that, some of the matches we saw were pretty okay. We got Solo Sikoa and oh, he did it. Grayson Waller, oh, he did it. It was a pretty back and forth match. In the end, Grayson Waller picks up the win as Solo Sikoa was trying to go for the Samoan drop, and Grayson Waller took the turnbuckle pad and ripped it off. Then he threw Solo Sikoa like ribs first into the exposed turnbuckle. Then he hits the rolling stunner. 1, 2, 3. He gets the win. Match gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. Blah blah blah. And we move on from there. All right. Then we had a couple segments with, hey, get in here, my cousin. Hey, Tony D'Angelo. How you doing, Paisan? Yeah. No. So you had Tony D'Angelo and crew. Yeah. Troy Donovan was still there. He's not there anymore. That was the last time we're going to see Troy Donovan because he got suspended. Actually, he didn't get suspended. He got fired and released. So he promises a big night because he's going for the North American title against Carmelo Hayes. He tells Santos to make sure everything is on the up and up. Him and Santos shake hands, and Santos calls him the Don. And then Tony's like, if I don't win the title, something's going to happen. So we got that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we got Jordan Devlin coming to NXT, now under a new name, J.D. McDonough. Sounds like somebody from the New York Rangers. No, that was another McDonough, Ryan McDonough. We all know and love him right there, Ranger fans. Yeah, I was on Tampa Bay and getting the fucking shit bit out of him. I'm not even watching the Stanley Cup. I'm not even caring about it. I don't even know who's even winning. I don't even care. I hope it's Colorado for, but that's what I'm hearing. Like, Colorado was just wiping the floor with Tampa Bay right now. But, I think it's 2-0 Colorado, I think. I haven't been watching it. But I just know that from Twitter and from other hockey forums that Colorado's just wiping the floor with them. That's a good thing. But it is what it is. All right, so J.D. McDonough is coming to NXT. So Jordan Devlin's coming back to NXT, former UK champion. And we move on from there. And that's it. So with that. All right, then we go back to the ring. We got Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro taking on the beautiful, hot Italians, Yulissa Leone and Valentina Falaz. Two hot, nice pieces of ace. This is kind of not a squash match per se, but Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro get the win after a super kick into the neckbreaker 450 combo. Even though the 450 really didn't look good because it got more knees to the titties, but they get the win. Match I didn't give 2 shits about, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And after that, the Prince is here. My good buddy Prince Idol is here. What's going on, Prince? Me and Prince had a little bit of a meeting earlier today. Just had to make sure things are on the up and up. So, everything is good in the land of the prophecy. For now. And, that's all I gotta say about that. And we'll move on from there. Alright, then we go to the ring where we see Wesley, or Desmond Xavier. He goes to the ring, thanks to fans for everything. He's like, I've been at the highest of highs, the lowest of lows. talks about being a two-time tag team champion. Everything was going great, and then his world exploded under his feet. I mean, didn't really mention, his good buddy Zachary Wentz, who's somehow back in wrestling. He's going to be on an indie show sometime in July. I don't know why you would book Zachary Wentz after what he did to Kimberly and the Nazi stuff, but that's just me. He needs money, so blah, blah, blah. So he talks a little bit about that, but not naming Zachary Wentz per se. And all he's been doing is trying to prove himself from Zion Quinn all the way to Sangha. And then Trick Williams comes out. They have a little bit of a, war of words and blah, blah, blah. Trick's like, oh, you played second fiddle to your partner. And where is he now? He gone. So Wesley's like, well, you're playing second fiddle to, your buddy Carmelo Hayes. So it looks like a challenge to a match was thrown out. Williams calls him Afro Thunder, meaning Wesley, because he has a big afro. Looks like a big mushroom. Says he'll leave like Lee's partners do. Somebody better call the doctor after that. Jesus. And that's pretty much it. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then after that, we get Tiffany Stratton. Daddy! Daddy! Hi, Daddy! Hi, Princess. Here's your credit card. Get out of here. Thank you. But anyway, I gotta cut a promo. So Tiffany rants about how annoying Wendy Choo is, especially with all those onesies he's been wearing. And basically, Tiffany swears revenge on Wendy for costing her the match last week against Fallon Henley, and nobody gives 2 shits. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars, and that's it. All right, then we go to Legado del Fantasma, Joaquin Wild, and Raul Mendoza. So they take on Roddy and Damon Kemp in a tag team match. We didn't go anywhere. We had Stacks and Two Dimes there. Probably for the last time. Two Dimes starts yelling at Raul Mendoza near the end of the match, which led Joaquin Wild to get caught with a jumping knee to face. And Roddy gets the win in just under 5 minutes. And that's basically it. So more trouble in Tony D'Angelo and Santos Escobar land. What else is new? And looks like Diamond Mine's back on the same page. But we shall see what happens with that. So I gave that match 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. And we move on from there. Alright, then we go to Mackenzie Mitchell with Giovanni Vinci, or otherwise known as Fabian Aichner. Talks about his squash match win last week. And then Ikemen Jiro, Jackatan. He comes, well, you can't say Jackatan, he just comes in. Ikemen Jiro comes in, starts bragging about, his jack. It's like, oh, I got a bigger style than you. And then we're going to get a match next week. Another garbage fest of a match for Mr. Fabian Aichner. Oh, I'm sorry, Giovanni Vinci. I don't even like that name, but that's all I got to say about that. And we'll move on from there. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars, blah, blah. All right, then I mentioned the Apollo Crews fantasy about beating up like 3 guys and saving some white guy. Come on, mouse, let's go. Blah, 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 blah. So we move on from there. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then, like I mentioned, the Toxic Attraction, Roxy, Corey Jade, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter situation, which ended in a big brawl between Kaden Carter and Casey Gonzalo and Roxy and Corey Jade. That's going to lead into a #1 contenders match next week. And that's it. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars, like I said. Then we see Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams getting ready for their match against Tony D'Angelo. They're ready to win. And we'll see what happens with that. All right, then we get Indy Hartwell. I don't know why we see her, but she's ready to move on from Dexter. Oh, I'm sorry, Sam Shaw. But then Kiana James comes up and interrupts her. And basically, Indy rips her a new a-hole. And then we get a match next week. So, okay, I don't care about your statistics. I don't care about your opinion. Just next week, I'm gonna kick your ass. Okay. Indy's in pissy bitch mode, if you know what I mean. And that's pretty much it. And we move on. Alright, then we go to Cameron Drives to the Moon. As he faces Idris Enofe with Malik Black at ringside. Pretty good match, actually. Lots of high flippity-dippity-doos, and Idris gave Cameron a run for his money, but in the end, Cameron hits a swinging side effect right into the cave-in. 1, 2, 3. Cameron gets the win in about 5.5 minutes, and that's pretty much it. And I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then after that, we go to Chase U, where we see Bodie Hayward in his room, probably jerking off, I don't know. And then Thea Hale comes in, and now they're roommates somehow. Roommates my ass. Roommates, if you know what I mean. Hale starts unpacking, and then we got some weird sound effects. Like, ooh, look, a dildo. She's very excited to be at Chase U. She's like, hey, I'm gonna go eat. You want anything? And then she like punches like Brody Hayward right in the stomach. He's like, I'll be right there. I didn't get that segment at all. The only thing I did get from it is they're probably banging. Probably, Mike. You can probably tell they're banging. But it is what it is. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video about Nikita Lyons coming back next week. She's going to be back in action. And then we're going to see those legs, those thighs, and that ass. Yes. So happy Nikita Lyons is back. So I can see her ass. Yes. She can squeeze my freaking, you know what, with those legs. But I digress. Alright, then we go to a waste of time match. Brooks Jensen and Von Wagner. Jensen surprisingly beats Wagner in under 5 minutes with the Fireman's Carry neck breaker. And that's pretty much it. And then we're going to get another match next week. Why? I don't know. That's it. So I gave that match 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we see Braun Breaker. He comes in, come in and see Cameron, says that's the Grimes I want to see at the Bash. Cameron says, if that's the version that shows up, well, I'm winning the belt. But he's not going to win the belt. Obviously, Cameron's not winning at the Bash. There's no way. No way. And we move on from there. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we see Joe Gacy giving the Dyad, or the Crucial Young Veterans, a pep talk about winning the tag team belts again. Again? They didn't win before. Anyway, that's basically just hyping up the Grizzled Young Veterans to get a title shot. Because we all know they're underneath the mask. And I said that from the beginning. So, go figure that one out. And we move on. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, hope everybody's still with me. Thank you all for watching. Alright, then before we get to the main event, we had a filler match. Albert Fire, or Kaylee Ray, taking on Lash Legend again. And basically Kaylee Ray was beating the crap out of her. It was a little bit of a back and forth. But Kaylee Ray comes back, hits the Gory Bomb, or the KLR Bomb. She goes for the Fire Bomb, the Swanton, and missed, which allowed Lash Legend to get in a baseball bat shot to the gut, I think. And of course of disqualification, 3.5 minutes, so wasted time. So we move on from there. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Alright, then we go to the main event for the North American title. Carmelo Hayes and my cousin Tony D'Angelo. Pretty good match throughout. We had Trick Williams at ringside, and Tony's guys and Santos's guys at ringside. We get near the end. Tony grabs a suplex for a near fall, as Trick Williams is kind of looking a little bit worried. But Carmelo comes back with a code breaker for a near fall. And then stacks. All of a distraction, which allowed Santos to slip. Oops. I think he was trying to throw Tony the brass knuckles, but somehow Carmelo Hayes got him. And then Tony starts yelling at Escobar. He's like, hey, what did you do? What are you doing? And then he turns around. Carmelo Hayes like loaded up the brass knuckles, boom, right in the face. Knocks out Tony. 1, 2, 3. Carmelo Hayes retains the North American title, obviously. So that's it. 10.5-minute match, and that's it. So I gave the match 3 out of 5 stars. And that's it for NXT. So NXT gets 6.25 out of 10 stars. Raw got 6. And we move on. After NXT ended, Tony got mad, and that's it. Pretty simple to the point right there. All right, now we're going to get to the great show that happened this past Wednesday night on Dynamite. From that great city known as Milwaukee, or as we like to call it, the Good Land. This guy know how to party or what? I know how to party. I got a party in my pants. Right, ladies? But I digress. Alright, so Dynamite, which was pretty damn good, went up in the ratings, not a lot, but it went up pretty good. It went back up to around 800 and, we did 761 last week. It was 868 this week, somewhere around there. So, they went up a little bit, which is good, but still under 1 million, which sucks. But still, this show was fucking epic. The go-home show before Forbidden Door this Sunday. Amazing show. From the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena in Milwaukee. So we start the show off with Bryan Danielson. Yes! And Tony Baloney, the legendary announcer himself, Tony Baloney, Schiavone. So Tony asks him about his future. Danielson's like, Tony, get out of here. Cut the shit. No, he didn't say cut the shit. He just told him to get out of here. So Danielson talks about this is going to be a great week for AEW and being a professional wrestling fan. Talks about Forbidden Door on Sunday. And then next week from Detroit, we have Blood and Guts 2 with all the violence and blood that you want. So then he talks about Forbidden Door, said that if Zack Sabre Jr. Challenged him for a match at the show, at the pay-per-view, I should say. So Danielson's like, I wanted to prove I was the best technical wrestler in the world, and I wanted to crush Zack Sabre Jr.'s trachea. But unfortunately, he's not medically cleared, and he will not be able to participate in Blood and Guts. But he says that, don't worry, I will be back. I feel great. I can read 500 words a minute. I can run 2 miles, and I even break a sweat. But as far as after Blood and Guts and Forbidden Door go, I have a secret to tell everybody. And he says that I have found the greatest person to take my place, and he will face Zack Sabre Jr. at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and probably will replace him in Blood and Guts, and he will be the newest, what Excalibur kind of teased, the newest member of the Blackpool Combat Club. And everybody's like, who? And Daniels is like, well, since I came out the bad guy entrance, I'm not going to tell you. So, now the name game, it comes out. Like, who's going to be the guy to face Zack Sabre Jr.? Well, there's 2 possibilities. Cesaro or Johnny Gargano. And Gargano will be in Chicago. So, I'm thinking it's Gargano. But I would not be surprised if it's Cesaro. So, it's one of those 2 guys. And it's going to be a great match. I just think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to wipe the floor with him, but that's just me. And then Zack Sabre Jr. showed up at the end of the promo, which was awesome. So I gave all that 4 out of 5 stars, just to begin the show. And we move on. All right, then we hear from a Belch. No, we hear from Jon Moxley. He's all ready for his match against Tanahashi on Sunday for the interim AEW title. This is the biggest match of his life, and he's also ready for the violence next week at Blood and Guts. So, got a couple of good matches coming up for Moxley there. We'll see what happens with that. All right, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to official first match of the night. Aussie Open, Fletcher and who's the other guy's name? Fletcher and Cassidy, I believe his name is. Yeah, well, just say Aussie Open and Will Ospreay of the United Empire doing a 6-man tag team match against Roppongi Vice, Trent, and Rocky Romero, and their partner, the man who wears glasses and puts his hands down his pants, Mr. Orange Cassidy. And then we found out that Orange Cassidy is going to be taking on Will Ospreay for the, well, it is for the IWGP United States title, but Will Ospreay does not have the belt because Juice Robinson is holding it hostage right now. He's like, oh, I'm injured, but I'm not going to give you the belt back. So, it's for the belt, but obviously Will Ospreay is going to win it. Face Juice Robinson, I guess, for like an interim belt. I don't know what they're doing with that belt. I don't know what they're doing, but obviously Ospreay is going to be the official IWGP United States champion. There's no way Orange Cassidy's going to win that belt. But anyway, the tag team match was pretty damn good. Lots of flippy-dippity-doos in there. But we're getting near the end. They're fighting on the floor. We're going to triple dive down on Ospreay, and they get back in. Ospreay takes over on Orange Cassidy, cuts him up with a Stun Dog Millionaire, and then everybody's in the ring again, and then everybody gets knocked down. And then Cassidy hits the Orange Punch on Davis of Aussie Open. 1, 2, 3. So Roppongi Vice and Orange Cassidy get the win over United Empire at a little over 11.5 minutes. Match was alright. Gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, the rest of the United Empire come out. Aaron Henare, Jeff Cobb, who's taking on I think he's taking on Cash Wheeler on tonight on Rampage. That should be pretty damn good. So Aaron Henare, Jeff Cobb, and the Great Okan come out, and then they go on the other side of the ring and they get up on the apron. They're surrounding Roppongi Vice and Orange Cassidy, but then FTR come out to even the odds, and that's pretty much it. They have a big stare down. That was pretty damn good. So I liked it. And we'll see what happens with that as we move on from there. So we got Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States title on Sunday. And then we got the winner takes all match for the Ring of Honor and IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team belts between FTR, Jeff Cobb, and the Great Okan, and Roppongi Vice to see who wins all the gold. But I think FTR will win the match and gain the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Tag Team Champions and solidify themselves as the greatest tag team of all sports in time. But we'll see. I want them to win the IWGP Championship so they can finally go to freaking Japan. But I have a feeling that if FTR does win, they'll pin Roppongi Vice. It is what it is, but either way, I got FTR to win that match. And we'll talk about that probably tomorrow with our predictions show tomorrow. And we'll move on from that. All right, after that, we get a promo from Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh. They want Samoa Joe to vacate the Ring of Honor TV title if he can't defend it because of his shoulder injury. And JB's like, time is money, you're wasting your time. He's like, hurry up and get better so I can take your belt. And Joe's probably just having fun with Wendy. No. But we'll see what happens with that. There probably will be a match between Joe and Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor title soon. There are talks of another Ring of Honor pay-per-view. Because most of those belts have not been defended, except for the women's title, which Mercedes Martinez is just basically defending and winning and retaining on Dark and Elevation. All the other belts, not so much. I mean, freaking Jonathan Gresham sitting at home banging Jordan Grace and just like, oh, shining my belt. I know he's got a show coming up in July for Terminus. I think he's defending the belt. But Other than that, we haven't seen Jonathan Gresham defend that belt in a while. Joe hasn't defended the Ring of Honor title in about a month or so. Well, FTR is about to defend the tag team belts. And I guess they got rid of the 6-man tag team belts for some odd reason, because not that many people now in Ring of Honor that were in Ring of Honor. Not just like a handful, and that's it. So, I don't know what Tony Khan's doing with Ring of Honor. This new version of Ring of Honor, what's going to happen? I mean, he made the announcement when? In like December, I think? No. When did he make that announcement? I think it was right after Final Battle, I think it was, or early this year. He said that he's taking over Ring of Honor. He's the new owner. And then Joe wins the TV title from Minoru Suzuki. Then he starts a feud with Jay Vito and Satnam Singh and Sanjay Dutt. That's it. And then Mercedes Martinez wins the women's championship from Deonna Purrazzo outright. And then basically everybody that used to be in Ring of Honor hasn't really shown up except for Silas Young, and that's it. And really you will get freaking what's his name Jonathan Gresham, that's it. No other mentions of anybody else in Ring of Honor, because everybody else that was in Ring of Honor is in TNA. The Briscoes are in TNA now. They're officially in TNA. They're fighting now that they're teaming up with the Good Brothers, who are now the Impact Tag Team Champions again for the 3rd time. And now they're taking on Honor No More, which is basically Mike Bennett and I'm Matt Taven, Vincent. Well, PCO's injured because he fucked up his shoulder. Oof. Kenny King, Maria Kanellis, and now the Wolves are, I think the Wolves are on the same side as Honor No More, or I don't know where the Wolves fit in with this. I know they reunited at Slammiversary. So I think they're on the same side now, or I don't know what side they're on, but anyway, and then we saw the shocking return of America's Most Wanted. James Storm and Chris Harris came back, so now they're teaming up with the Briscoes and the Good Brothers in a 5-on-5 match. So I think the Wolves are now on the ROH side, so or Honor No More side, if you will. But it is what it is. It's great to see James Storm back, but Chris Harris still looks fat. Braden Walker. Braden Walker. God damn. Probably the worst fucking gimmick in the history of wrestling. Oy, oy, oy. But it is what it is. But it's nice to see, America's Most Wanted back. That pay-per-view wasn't actually that bad. Slammiversary wasn't that bad. Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie, as we call them, Ragnarok. They won the women's tag team belts, so the Prophecy got gold back. And I congratulated Rosemary. She thanked me, of course, in her own way. But I digress. Speedball Mike Bailey won the Ultimate X match to win the X Division title. That's pretty damn good. Jordan Grace is now the new Knockouts champion. Josh Alexander beat Moose. No, who did he beat? I forget who he beat, but he retained the title. And now Sami Callihan and Moose are going to have a Clockwork Orange match, circa Raven. Remember that? At their next show coming up in July. So, and they're going to have shows in Chicago. Their Emergence pay-per-view event thing's going to be in Chicago in August. So TNA's doing some good shit. But it is what it is, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Nothing great, but still good. Good shit. Alright, so we'll see what happens with Joe and Jay Vito with the Ring of Honor TV title, and we'll move on from there. Alright, then we go to the segment of the night. Christian Cage comes out, talks about why he did what he did to the Jungle Boy. Basically saying, it's like I hitched my wagon on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I pushed them all the way to the tag team titles, but I could push them so much, and I just got sick of it. Blah 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 blah. Then he showed what happened afterwards, which we didn't see unless you saw it on YouTube or Twitter, where Christian went up to Jungle Boy's mom and sister and basically says, "You raised a piece of shit." Stuff like that. So Christian starts talking about that. And then the most savage line of the night, Christian starts talking about, it's like, I should have got with Jungle Boy's mom. I could have been a father to Jungle Boy, but Jungle Boy already has a father and he's dead. I was like, oh shit, they didn't just go that way. I was like, wow. He brings up Luke Perry's death. I was like, wow, that's savage. Wow. And then Luchasaurus comes out. He starts choking Christian, and Christian's like, I'm sorry. It's like, don't hurt me. You're like a son to me. And then Luchasaurus, being stupid, just stops. And then they hug, and then they leave together. I'm like, what's going on here? Is Christian trying to use his mind games to kind of make Luchasaurus turn on Jungle Boy? I don't know. But that was a savage segment with the Luke Perry thing. Yeesh. So I gave that 4.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. And we'll move on from there. Alright, then we get a look back at Kyle O'Reilly Auto Parts being taken out by Sting and Darby Allin on Rampage, where Sting just like bang right in the nuts. So we get that. And then we got the Young Bucks. Matt and Nick Jackson, the AEW Tag Team Champions, with Kyle, because Bobby Fishsticks, his ankle is all fucked up from what happened on Friday. So they tell Brandon, or Landon, to put the camera on. He does it. So basically, Kyle and the Young Bucks are ready to team up with Hikuleo and El Fantasmo, who we saw at the end of this week's episode. Or last week, whatever it was. So the Bullet Club are going to reunite. And they're going to take on Darby, Sting, and a couple of cronies, who we find out later that is going to be 2 members of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Shingo, and Hiromu Takahashi. And I was like, where's Naito? Naito? I'm like, why couldn't it be Shingo and Naito? Or Naito and Hiromu, or Hiromu and Bushi. I wanted to see Naito there so we can cut that promo at the end of the match. Buenos noches, Chicago! Los Ingobernables! Gay! Hey! Bud! I wanted to hear that. But I guess we're not going to get Naito. Unless he actually makes the flight. I don't know. So it should be a great 10-man tag team match at the pay-per-view. It's gonna be epic. And that's pretty much it. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the final first round match in the All-Atlantic title tournament. We had Malachi Black and Pentagon Zero Miedo going at it. Alex Abrahantes at ringside. Pretty decent match from what it was. We got a top rope double stomp by Malachi, giving him a near fall inside the ring. Pentagon then catches him with a super fear factor. Ow. Which is a very delayed 2.999999 count as Malachi gets his foot on the rope. So Pentagon tries to load up for another fear factor, but Malachi escapes his black mass right in the mush. 1, 2, 3, knocking Pentagon out. So he goes on to that fatal 4-way match at the pay-per-view where he will take on Miro, Pac, and it was supposed to be Tomohiro Ishii, but he got injured at the in Japan. So now it's going to be Clark Connors taking Ishii's place. So now Malachi Black is there. So that's your fatal 4-way for the All-Atlantic title. And I still think Miro is going to win it, but we'll see what happens with that. So that match I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars, and then after the match, Pac comes in to stare at Malachi from doing some more damage, but Miro pops up on the Titantron, the AEW Tron, and promises to redeem all of the pagans and others at Forbidden Door. Since when is Miro a pagan? He talks about his God, his Redeemer, now he's talking about pagans. Go figure. Go figure. I don't know. Maybe CJ Perry is a pagan. I don't know. But as we all know, Miro smash CJ Perry pussy. Yeah. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we will move on from it. Alright, then we go to our next match. Hangman Adam Page coming out doing some cowboy shit. He takes on the last real man, Silas Young, or as I call him, Von Kaiser. So, yeah, Silas Young is now all elite for a day. Pretty good match, you know, Silas doing his thing, and he looked pretty damn good for a guy that we haven't seen since Final Battle. Gave Hangman all he could, but in the end, after the spinning moonsault by Silas missed in the corner, Page hits a big-time lariat. Then he goes outside, hits the buckshot lariat. 1, 2, 3. And Hangman Adam Page gets the win in just under 9 minutes. Match I gave 3 out of 5 stars. That was it. And then Adam Cole, who was on commentary, comes out and starts berating... well, it's about to start story time with Adam Cole, baby. But Jay White cuts him off. He says, I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door, but I'm not going to face you, Adam Cole, and I'm not going to face Adam Page because I already beat you twice, Adam. Actually, I already beat Adam Page twice, and you lost to Adam Page twice. So both of you are not going to get a title shot. So then he gets in the ring, he starts fighting with Adam Page, and then Adam Cole comes in, they have a 2-on-1 beatdown. And then music hits, we're like, who's coming out? Then we see New Japan, so somebody from Japan, and out comes Okada! Kazuchika Okada! So Okada comes out, I went ballistic. I was like, oh shit, it's Okada! And there was a lot of stories saying that Okada was not going to be at the pay-per-view because his wife's about to give birth to their baby. So I guess that's changed. So Okada comes in for the save, and now we're going to get a fatal 4-way match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship of the World. Jay White defending against Adam Cole, baby, Kazuchika Okada, and Hangman Adam Page. And that match is going to be massively fucking epic. But as we all know, it looks. I think they're gonna let Jay White hold the belt. Probably all through the rest of the year, unless they give it to Okada, and then Jay White, who's in the G1, wins the G1 and faces Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 17, or they could just do a reverse. Okada wins the G1 again, and then faces Jay White again, and probably wins the belt at Wrestle Kingdom 17 again. But we'll see what happens with that. But this match, this Fatal 4-Way, I can't wait for it. It's going to be fucking epic. And that's pretty much it. So, I gave the aftermath of that 5 out of 5, just for Okada. And that's it. Alright, then we go to the back with Tony Baloney. We have the baddies, well, 2 of the baddies. We had Jade Cargill, that bitch. And Kiera Hogan, the woman on fire. And our good buddy Stokely Hathaway. They mentioned that Red Velvet got injured somehow. Maybe she was in her mama's kitchen and cut herself. I don't know. So anyway, Stokely Hathaway says that they're looking for a new baddie to join the ranks. So I don't know who's going to be the next baddie. I don't know if it's going to be an actual random fucking person. Because it's like, oh, just upload your video. You become a baddie. I'm like, okay. Gonna probably get some fat bitch from Minnesota to fucking come out with them. Oh, look, I'm bad. I'm bad. Cut the shit. No. I think it's gonna be somebody from the roster. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of cool, to see a new baddie. But so they leave, and that's basically the segment. And then Jade is about to leave. She says, "Oh yeah, Tony, cut the shit." Tony, you can't get away from that, you bastard. And but real legendary, so I gotta give it to you. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars for that. And then we get the rebuttal from Chris Statlander and Athena. They start making like, oh, we can be a baddie, we can show our titties and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. They don't care about much of the baddies because they have Willow Nightingale. Okay. So I guess they're gonna be a 6-man tag now with Willow Nightingale, Athena, and Chris Statlander against Jade, Kiera Hogan, and whoever the next baddie is. Why don't you just get Mercedes Martinez? It's not really doing much. And she's a baddie herself, but not a baddie, good-looking, big, you want her, But I would put her in that faction. That's what I would do, but just me. And we move on. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. All right, then we get to our next match. We have Marina Shafir with Nyla Rose, the native beast, in her corner, taking on Toni Storm. Pretty decent match. Went a little over 7 minutes. Getting to the end, and Toni sends Marina into the corner for the running hip attack, but Nyla Rose offers a distraction. Marina goes for the pump handle slam. It gets broken up, and Toni gets a 1944 fruit roll-up, 1, 2, 3. So Toni Storm beats Marina Shafir. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir jump Toni from behind. They double team her until Thunder Rosa comes out for the save. And then Toni Storm gives Thunder Rosa her AEW Women's title back just to hype their match at the pay-per-view, which I think Thunder Rosa will win. I just don't think they're gonna pull the trigger and make Toni Storm the champ. Not just yet. And that's pretty much it. And we move on from there. So that's it. All right. Then, like I mentioned, Darby and Sting's promo with they accept the Bucks and Kyle O'Reilly's challenge for and Julio and El Fantasmo's challenge for a 10-man tag. So they said, well, we got our own set of baddies. So it's going to be Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi to even the odds. So, but isn't there? Wait, you got Darby, Sting, Shingo, Hiromu. Don't you need a fit partner there? Unless Kyle's not fighting. I don't know, because I'm thinking it's just the Bucks and Julio and El Fantasmo, and Kyle's not fighting. Unless it's going to be a 5-on-4, or they're going to announce somebody's going to be the fit partner for Darby's team, which I'm hoping is Naito. I guess we'll have to see Sunday, but I have to look at the card again, but I think it's a 4-on-4, or it could be a 5-on-5, but it is what it is. And that's pretty much it for that. All right, then we get a promo from Rey Fenix, as he will be taking on Andrade tonight on Rampage. And we see, I'll just give you a spoiler, we see a former Ring of Honor heavyweight champion in that match. At the end of that match, by the way. Just to let you know. So, there's your spoiler for that. But I'm not going to tell you who. I think you know who, if you follow Ring of Honor World Champion lore from the last couple years. That's it. We'll move on from there. Alright, then we get the long Forbidden Door rundown, and Excalibur is just blah, 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 tripping over his words, and he can't talk. This is an idiot. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to the main event of the evening. Lance Archer and Chris Jericho teaming up for the first time as they take on Jon Moxley and Hiroshi Tanahashi as they team up for the first time. Mr. Regal on commentary. Pretty much back and forth they went. We get near the end, and Tanahashi, we get the walls of Jericho on Tanahashi. But Tanahashi breaks it up. He comes back with a sling blade. Moxley comes in and drops Lance Archer. And then Tanahashi goes up top, hits the high fly floor on Lance Archer. 1, 2, 3. Tanahashi and Moxley get the win over Archer and Jericho. And it seems like every freaking time Archer's in a match, he freaking loses. I don't understand that. from a guy that was former two-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion and a guy that was a freaking god in Japan. Everybody dies! Yeah, everybody dies in Japan, but when you come to the States, everybody loses because you're a fucking jobber. Go figure that one out. Why is he even in AEW if he's just gonna job? Just send him back to Japan and let him just run amok. I don't get it. And the sun's right in my eye. I apologize for that. 6 o'clock. That's usually when the sun comes right in my face. But I got a nice face, and the Lord is blessing me with his presence. But it is what it is, and that's that. So, match was alright. Gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Yeah. So, 12 minutes and 3.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, Eddie Kingston and the rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society come out with Shota Amino and Wheeler Yuta. They all come out, and then the king himself, Minoru Suzuki, so most of Suzuki Gun come out for a big, humongous brawl with each other. While inside the ring, Tanahashi and Moxley are staring each other down for about the last 2.5 minutes. Lots of freaking cuts. From inside the ring with the stare down to outside the ring with a brawl. I'm like, okay, who's doing this? Kevin Dunn? Are you backstage there? But eventually they fight into the crowd. Then they finally, at the end of the show, they get right into Moxley and Tanahashi just staring each other down for about six more minutes. And that ends the show. And there you go. So kind of a weird ending with the camera shots and just really bad brawl, but still, it was a pretty decent show. And I originally gave it 9 on Twitter, but I'm going to scale it down for YouTube. So I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10 stars. And that's pretty much it for that. So that's it for my my show. Thank you all for watching. Once again, Raw gets a 6 out of 10. NXT 2.0 gets a 6.25 out of 10, and Dynamite gets an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think of the shows down below in the comment section of the video. Don't forget to like the video, smash that like button to death, and stick it straight up, you know whose butts, and hit the subscribe button down below. Hopefully we'll get to on this channel, we'll get to about 300 subs, and we get some more subs here and there, but it is what it is. I take each sub as I come, or each view as I come. Not all about views and subs, just doing it for fun. And if you don't like it, well, get out of here. And that's pretty much it for that. And yeah, that's it. Oh, quick note. Speaking of NXT, Triple H is back in NXT now. I don't know how much power he has, but he did go into the locker room with the superstars of NXT 2.0. And he said he's back. I don't know how much power he has, but that's damn good. Hopefully, the black and gold brand will come back and get rid of this fucking NXT 2.0 crap. And then maybe NXT will be kind of competing now with AEW again. But we'll have to see what happens with that. Glad that Triple H is back in some type of power with NXT. What kind of power? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see next week and in the weeks to come. And that's it. But should be a pretty good time now that Triple H is back. Yeah, I have to maneuver myself because now you're gonna like, oh, see, I can't see my face. It is what it is. No. But yeah, Triple H is back in power. Stephanie's the interim CEO. Vince has stepped back for a little bit. John Laurinaitis is out as head of talent relations. They shut off his company's cell phone. I can't even call it Big Johnny. And now Bruce Pritchard is now the head of talent relations, and a lot of people are scared right now. I would be too. And that's pretty much it for that. So that's it for my video. Thank you all for watching. Coming up on the 6 o'clock, well, actually it's at 6 o'clock, so we're 2 hours away from SmackDown. So enjoy that. I will be on Issa's SmackDown and Rampage watch along. And we'll get that. And I probably will not be live later to do my SmackDown Rampage review. I will probably try to do that tomorrow. And we'll see what happens with that. If not, maybe Sunday, because I might go out tomorrow. But we'll have to see what happens with my plans and what else is going to happen tomorrow. But hopefully tomorrow I will do SmackDown Rampage live on the Killer Demons channel. also, I will be doing TSL number 21 as we're actually legal to drink tomorrow. So episode 21 will be my Forbidden Door predictions, and then Monday afternoonish, I will do my Forbidden Door review on the Peter fucking Gilmore channel. So there you go, and that's pretty much it. But other than that, everything's gonna be kind of back to what it used to be. I'm not gonna be doing videos all the time, because back to normal schedule. But I did my boss asked if I wanted more time. He asked if I could do more hours. I was like, hell yeah, give me some more time, more hours, get more money. So I'm all for that. So my schedule will be changing a lot over the next few weeks and months. So videos may not come regularly anymore, or maybe not at all, but we'll see what happens with that. So it's going to be an interesting next couple of months with the reviews, but stay with me, hit the bell, so when I do a video, you'll know when it's coming. So that's all I got to say about that. And that's it. So I got to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Peter Gilmore signing off. Like to thank Nick, Savannah, and the Prince for coming in. And anybody else who watched, well, thank you for the free views, assholes. And that's pretty much it. All right, I got to go. Thanks for watching. Peter Gilmore signing out. I bid you adieu. Rock on and rock hard with your Kogut. And if you're not down with that, you should know this by now. We're the prophecy. We're real as can come. We're not fake like these fake people on YouTube. And it's a proven fact. Because they're jealous of us. They wish they were like us, and they wish they got more than us. And wish they had more money than us, but they don't. So that's all I gotta say about that. But anyway, for those of you that don't like the prophecy, well, too bad. Because we're the greatest thing on YouTube and in real life. And if you're not down with us, well, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's all I gotta say about that. So have a great rest of your Friday night. A great final weekend of June. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Ha!